Hey everybody, it's Vicki Line. It's really windy and it's really messing with my internet connection, so my live didn't work, so I've gone to a video. I just wanted to talk to you about getting my garden ready and weed, seed, and feed of this raised garden bed. So real quickly, this bed is probably 6 or 7 years old and it has really deteriorated and looks terrible. I could just take a rake and shovel and take off the top layer and it would look better, but it wouldn't be better. And if I were to put my plants into this, they would be quickly choked out by the grass and the weeds and even ground cover that's come up in it. So I have got to, and that those plants would not prosper. So if I want to have a good garden, I've got a lot of work to do. And if you know me at all, you know that I have a teacher's heart. And when I was working on this, I thought, gosh, this is a great teachable moment. Also, if you know me, you know I'm a little obsessed with the gut microbiome and gut health. And sorry, not sorry. If you knew what I know about it, I think you'd be obsessed too. So quickly, I want to show you what's going on here. So I dug this much of a hole already. And as I said, I think I said, what you see right here on the garden is, it's like the skin or the appearance of my garden. And if I just take the top mess off, it'll look better. But that's what happens when we try to correct skin problems topically. The root causes are still there. So I dug this hole just to demonstrate that when I started this garden, I think it was about 24 inches deep. And the first thing I did was put down a layer of black paper that you're all using in your gardens, your flower beds, to keep the weeds and things like that out. But you can see over time, it's just fallen apart. And this is the paper that you're probably familiar with. And hopefully you can see that it has very, very small holes in it. And y'all, this is so much like your gut wall, your intestinal wall. It's very thin, as your intestinal wall is. It's only that wall is only one cell layer thick. And it has tight junctures that allow vitamins and nutrients to pass from the intestines into the bloodstream. But these tight junctures keep bacteria and undigested food particles and other garbage from getting into the bloodstream. But when the paper falls apart, or the cell wall and the tight junctures get too big because of things that disrupt our gut microbiome environment, then those things get out into the bloodstream and they become systemic, flowing through our body. And eventually they're going to come out. They have to somewhere. And so one of the places that happens is on our skin. It's our appearance. And it may be rashes or redness, big lumpy places. I can't name what those are because of the FDA, but I think you know what I'm talking about. So that paper had completely deteriorated. The next thing that went in was a layer of hay. And that hay is like the mucosal lining that is that covers the cell wall, and it serves a very important purpose. And that hay, as you see, is completely gone. The next layer was peat moss. Most of you that are gardeners are familiar with peat moss, that it's a very nutrient-rich environment that feeds not only, enriches not the whole environment, but it enriches your plants as well. And so that is also representative of a good gut microbiome. And then there was a layer of very rich raised bed soil, and that too has deteriorated over the years. But what I want you to see is the roots that are at the very bottom. They came up through the bottom, through the paper, and now they're just all the way along it. And if I were to plant my plants and to fertilize them and to water them, I'm also going to be watering this whole big mess. and it's going to, because it's so well established, it will prosper more than my plants will. So I just wanted to show you that because I think it's such a great analogy. And if you want to know more about the gut microbiome, there is a Facebook event tonight where we're going to be talking about it called Glamour Without